Alright, check. Check, check. Oh, that's right. One more second. Okay, so I have to turn the lights off and stuff, and yeah. um, yeah, I haven't done this shit in a long, well, yeah, I guess it's okay. I haven't done this in a hot minute, so, uh, sorry if the, so, yeah, I just feel like I'm, you know, when you're by yourself and you're just actively talking to yourself, but it feels really weird. That's how this feels right now. It's just super, I just feel super awkward, but, um, hello, if you're watching this. Apparently the people downstairs are too, if you're watching this, hello. I am, this is so weird, man. Um, I just really miss doing this. I haven't done this in a long time. Um, yeah, I don't even really know what to say. It's just been so long, but, um, it says we had a concurrent viewer. That might just be me, though, but that's okay. Kind of as usual, if you saw older videos or stuff like that, um, basically, I kind of mostly do this to record VODs and things. That to me is kind of the point of this stuff, because I enjoy the immediacy of streaming, if that doesn't sound super douchey, but, um, oops, well, there's one of my friends. Sorry about that. I haven't spoken to them in a long time, but it's okay. One second, I can turn the, I actually haven't streamed with, oops. Yeah, you can see it's been a minute. I haven't streamed with, Steam, actually, in a very, very long time, so... Um, yeah, I don't know how to turn that off right now either. I hadn't really thought of that as being an issue. I'm sorry. Well, they're gonna get some free advertisement if you want to see them. I don't really mind that. So, let's turn the music up just a touch here. I can't hear, so that probably... Right, that's gonna be right. And, yeah, alright. So... This feels so awkward. I'm still getting used to all this stuff. Sorry if you hear, I'm next to a unfortunately pretty active street that has a lot of construction around it right now, so if you hear engine noises and stuff, I'm sorry about that. See, so mostly I've been a Craig main. Just like the character. There's nothing really super interesting about it. Oops, does that weird thing where it changes the skin for no reason. Might just be the controller that I'm using too. Just gonna check the audio levels here quick. But yeah, so I do apologize if you hear. It's just the way things work right now. I think anybody who streams knows. Basically, the second you turn this thing on, it's not even in the right player tag, which may explain some things. There we go. Alright. Using a very simple $8 Logitech controller for this game because I'm pretty determined to not have to spend whatever the $200 I spent on a Sparks controller, which is great, don't get me wrong, but I was kind of hoping that this experience with this game particularly would be different. So we're just gonna warm up with some basic movement stuff here. It's weird humming. You just hear more noises and you just hear everything. More everything when you stream. It's been so long. It's fun though. I'm already having a good time doing this. I think it's healthy for me to be talking more too right now. I'll try to keep it quiet to the best of my abilities because I got really nosy neighbors, but we're doing the best that we can right now. And yeah. So the movement controls in this game are not quite... I should mention too that I am a melee player by stock and trade, I suppose. Not a good one, so I don't think you guys are going to be seeing anything super fancy here. Basically, I think it's, I don't know if it's just because there's more buffering options in this game, or the way that it does rollback or whatever, but the movement controls don't quite feel as precise as they do. And I do think that it's by design just because, you know, they're trying to keep it so people aren't breaking their hands, or this game isn't extremely inaccessible for people, which, I mean, that makes sense. It gives it kind of an odd, I'm trying to think of how I would describe the sensation of playing this game. I feel like the best, like, I'm trying to think of how to say this right. I already sound like a jerk anytime I talk about this stuff, so it doesn't really bother me too much, but I remember when I saw the Silent Hill remaster, and the Silent Hill 2 remaster, excuse me, and a lot of people really like it. I don't want to like rag on it too much because I know people are pretty happy with it for the most part, but the original is just really specific and important to me, right? And I think the, you know, whatever, you know, like I said, the remaster is fairly well done otherwise, but I remember being on someone's stream with the remaster and saying, well, it's kind of like, it's not that it's bad, it's just, it's kind of like turning Silent Hill 2 into an episode of Supernatural. And the streamer that I was talking to, who I don't discredit them for this or anything, said like, oh yeah, well, I mean, I like Supernatural a lot, so that doesn't really bother me. So I think my comparison for Rivals of Aether to Melee would be like, this is kind of like if Rivals of Aether was more like, or like if Melee was more like COD, or more like a, traditional competitive gaming experience as we have now. I actually watch a lot of Apex, Valorant, COD gamers. I don't know anything about what's going on in those games, but they usually have pretty decent playlists. Excuse me. And so I'm also doing, sorry if I'm doing, this is not like fancy tech, I'm just trying to move around right now. But I watch a lot of those streamers. It also is kind of nice to get into the comp vibe a little bit with this game, but that's kind of how I feel Rivals works in comparison to Melee. It's kind of like if you like COD and you want to play a platform fighter, this is absolutely the pick for you. If you're just in it for like tons of content, I'd actually recommend Multiverses, but that game isn't. I can say what I'll say about Rivals 2, but after playing Rivals 2, Multiverses is very, very hard to play and have fun with. I'll be very honest about that. If you don't have a lot of experience with platform fighters, though, that might change, but I was a little frustrated with this game's launch, to be perfectly honest, but I don't want to be too... It's kind of a weird situation where I want to be supportive of the game, but I also am pretty... There's a lot about it that I'm not sold on. Like I said, I don't really... even though I watch a lot of COD and Valorant streamers, I'll get this controller to play right. Even though I watch a lot of COD and Valorant streamers, I don't know. Never really wanted Melee to be like that, but here we are. Gotta remember to use Craig's Nair more, because his Nair is actually really good. But I definitely was really, really critical of the Kickstarter when I didn't need to be. And to the I mean, I think they did a really good job answering just about every question that I had with the, they had made a post about it too. I don't think anybody, like 10 people saw it, but it just always made me feel bad. The guy has a really good reputation in the community. Dan, everybody calls him Dan, so everybody knows Orcane is Dan's baby and all that stuff. But so I really want to be, like, overall I want to be encouraging and positive of the game. I was just a little bit, I mean, okay, so like, I remember them, like, suggesting that they were going to have a somewhat fleshed out arcade mode, and there really isn't any decent single player content to speak of. There's definitely, I mean, there is an arcade mode, and it's got a break the targets thing, but that's about it. Oh, thanks, Aaron. Appreciate that. Yeah, no worries. Feel free to lurk, or, you know, you said you're popping in, that's okay too. I know YouTube is not the, it's not ideal, but it's what we do now, so. But thank you so much, I really appreciate that. And yeah, so yeah, whatever you want to do, lurk, hang out. If you're just popping in, that's totally cool too. Thank you so much, and I think that like is from you as well, so I appreciate that as well. Yeah, Aaron is from... on Twitch. I may probably look because I'm that's totally fair with you. Alright, that's totally fine with me. Brenda, what are you doing? Brender, sorry. How are you? You actually caught a stream? Thank you so much, I appreciate that. I'll set up, I don't know if this YouTube has commands or anything. It's just honestly better than Kick, but thank you guys so much, I appreciate that a lot. I'll try to be I'll try to make this as fun as possible, considering I know basically no one in my friends group plays this game, but we'll see what we can manage right now. Hopefully you guys enjoy the music and the sounds in the game too, and I'll be talking a bit about it. But yeah, thank you guys so much again. That really means a lot to me. Aaron is from Efi on Fire's community on Twitch, which should just be Efi on Fire. If you want to check her out. Aaron is a very active and supportive member of that community. Chicken Brender, I always want to say Brenda, Chicken Brender, on Twitch as well. Uh, Casual variety, mostly horror, I would say. Horror streams, although that might just be from the Halloween thing, but super cool streamer, really, really good. I was gonna be like friend, but like just someone I know really well, or I know pretty well at this point. I've watched a lot of their streams, so I always want to be really thankful and encouraging to them too. So but yeah, anyway, please check both of those folks out on Twitch. There's gonna be a lot of Twitch shoutouts and not a lot of YouTube shoutouts, so sorry about that. It's just kind of the way things work, but anyway. And if anybody is doing any follows to the channel, I think they're called subscriptions on YouTube or anything like that. I don't have any. To my knowledge, I don't have anything set up for that. So I will try to acknowledge stuff if I see it to the best of my abilities. But I am really sorry if I miss anything you guys are doing. I do apologize. That is not, and it is not like you guys should do that. I'm just saying that. Super sorry if I missed anything from people. So anyway, we got that taken care of. They're a little scuffed, but I'm doing my best. And yeah, and thank you so much. Thank you for being here and letting me be a part of your community. That always means a lot. Even if I know I haven't been showing up a lot, but it does mean a lot to me. I'm usually lurking if she's streaming. So anyway, it's been a while. Let's get some coffee. Let's drink a little bit of coffee here. Oh, and Efi on Fire plays a lot of marbles on stream. I know that there's a weird, well, I guess I don't want to say weird, I just don't know a lot about the marbles on Steam on stream community. But if you're into that, there's about an hour, 2 p.m. Central Time, guaranteed, and a lot of good hanging out and stuff. I think she's got one of the best hangout streams around, in my opinion. It's just a really fun, group. It's very homey. Check. 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 Thank you. Appreciate that. Sorry about that. This, it's a little USB-C, and it's pretty finicky. So, I actually will keep that up there and just try to make sure. Can I pop that out? Oh, there you go. Okay. Come on, let me, Okay, can I have that at the same time as... That's not what I want. Well, I'm really learning a lot of the features of OBS's ability to move stuff around, so that's really cool. I think we're okay right now. We're okay right now. If it happens again, anybody, please feel free to let me know. But anyway, and thank you so much, Brenda. I appreciate that. Scuff stream, Scuff stream. But yeah, anyway, I was just a little. I don't know, I look at the launch of Multiverses, which had multiple campaigns, like 20 plus characters you could unlock. The biggest issue with Multiverses is just that the game isn't very good. Which is kind of a funny thing to have that be the constant counterpoint. Because yeah, Rivals 2 is a much, much better designed game, but dropped with like significantly less content. So it's kind of a weird, I don't know, it puts a weird taste in my mouth because Multiverse is also it also dropped for free. You're heavily incentivized to spend more money on the game than you would normally, but it did drop for free with lots of content, and then they just kept adding content. So let's look here. Rivals just doesn't really have a big swath of things going on right now, so I was kind of like, I don't know, it just makes me feel kind of weird. So if the downstairs neighbor knows that I exist, they pop off like fucking crazy. So sorry if there's... If I ever stop or you hear a big thumping, that is absolutely them. It's part of the reason I have not been streaming that much right now. People around here are kind of dicks. Anyway. Okay, we'll try some gaming now. Yeah, so it just puts a weird, it's just kind of strange to me, like I like this is kind of it, you know, it doesn't really do anything more or less than having this little kind of anemic free difficulty levels. I think it's, you fight everybody once and that's it. There's a really cool skins that you get at the end of the, like I played through the Zetaburn one, and you fight an Orcane that has a really cool modified skin, but you can't actually access the skin right as it is right now. I'm assuming that's going to be a drop for later, but you know, paying even I think it was like 25 for this because I did buy it at drop after the demo. Paying 25 for this with pretty much no real single player content, 8 characters, and I gotta be honest, you know, being able to drop $100 on this game doesn't feel very good. I don't know. I don't know another way to put that, because it just really, it just made me feel like unhappy. Excuse me, sorry about that. Yeah, I think they start smoking or something too downstairs anytime I start. It's really annoying. So it definitely gets really fumey up here. But like, yeah, and then they have all these little options and stuff like that. So to buy the game, and then you have, you know, oh, also you can get the starter bundle and all that stuff. And then having this first event unlock where a lot of these skins, these were early access skins that you could get for buying the game early. And a lot of people just don't have them, right? So, I don't know. It just feels kind of weird. I get why they did it. I understand the perils of, you know, gaming design and stuff like that, but it just... I was hoping that it wouldn't be like this. It just... It just kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth. I don't really know another way to express it. It's It's frustrating to me. It is frustrating to me. Yeah, and I mean this was a game that had a Kickstarter that made a couple. I think it made over $1 million, right? I mean, on the outside looking in, it just is really, really hard for me to feel like I know in good conscience I'm not going to spend that money, right? I'm also poor. I don't have that money. I'm never gonna. I don't think I'm ever gonna have $100 to casually spend for quite a while. Everything's pretty earmarked, but like, you know, this is I think on drop it's $30, which is fine. That makes sense. I'm not gonna argue with the $30 price tag because I understand this is a legit. At the end of the day, Multiverses is a corporate sponsored blah 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 whatever. But you know, you have the drop and it's pretty easy to unlock everything. I'm not super upset. You know, you grind coins up pretty quickly, but you know, then you have this starter pack here where you can get 20% more coins earned and all this other stuff, and you have the little poly bundle, and they're going to be dropping these every month and stuff like that. I just don't know how much more, because the other thing too, like I'm gonna be like, I'm super sorry to keep comparing it to Multiverses, but I don't. It really, with Multiverses does events and stuff very similar to this, right? So it's hard for me not to keep comparing. I'm sorry, 1 second. It's hard for me not to keep comparing it to Multiverses because of that. I'm gonna use my inhaler 1 second here. Apologize. This is actually kind of hard. Excuse me. Sorry about the coughing and stuff. Streaming is actually really hard, so respect to anybody who... I know so many people who will just 6-8 hours like it's nothing. I'm going to be, after about an hour, right, you know, we got... And that's with the 10 minutes of prep time that I gave myself. I'm gonna be like... It's going to be tough. So we'll see. Hopefully when the gaming starts, I'm going to try to do 2 hours for today if you're watching the VOD. Hopefully that's what you'll see. And hopefully there'll be some gaming as well in there too. So, but it's super freaking hard. Well, you were doing it in cosplay too. I'm super bummed you didn't get more attention for... Well, you did get some attention for one of your cosplays, so maybe I shouldn't be saying too much. But I really miss the... your Chicken Brender did a cosplay of Baba Yaga's house. And by Baba Yaga's house, I mean, like, she was Baba Yaga's house. And it was so good. And I was really bummed that I felt like it was probably my favorite cosplay that I saw of, yeah, I think it was probably my favorite cosplay that I saw. And I was kind of bummed you just didn't get more. I don't know, anyway. But so she was doing a full stream, and you did like a full 6-hour stream in that with the house. She had like a house, and then she had like chicken legs, and she did it, and it was full makeup and stuff too. So like, I already have my window open because I'm like super sweaty. I've been doing this for half an hour, so that's funny. And like, all I did was like, I saw that I got 4 views, not concurrent viewers, but just 4 views, and I was like, oh shit, I better brush my hair out. And then I tried and it didn't work, so I put a hat on. So sorry about that, and sorry for the coughs too. Apologize. But yeah, so Multiverses, frequently when they do skin drops, you'll see you'll see the oops. I have not seen that one. I also want to mention, how cool am I supposed to be about how buggy this interface is? I don't really know. Like, I just don't have a good, like, what's the baseline for that? Like, anybody who's been part of modern gaming, if you guys want to tell me, but like that's really, to me it's expected that like it'll crash out sometimes to me. And I mean, you know, good on them for not just crashing the game out completely, but like damn, you know, it just like, gaming is hard, right? I get gaming design is hard, but like Yeah, what do you want me to say to that, you know? Like, here's another thing. I'll try and show you if it happens, but there's this weird bug. Yeah, so right now, I'm pressing all the control, like I can, you'll get this thing where the stick will just immediately go down or up or to some direction, right? I'm pressing every thing. You can sort of see it on the bottom there, maybe on the very bottom, bottom left there, right under the player one. You'll see the little orange thing, but it'll just do that. So I figured out to get around that, you press Y, and then you can use it normally. But like, this is on launch, and it just that's so weird to me. Like to the point where I just immediately now when I start a game I press Y because I'm expecting that the that bug is going to happen. And there's a lot of different things like that too. And so many glitches with like the skins will change after I choose them. I'll have it very often where the skins in the game will change after I choose them, and just weird little things like that that just kind of feel frustrating. But yeah, so like, you know, having all this content stuff, and again, you can buy it. Like, you can eventually level all this stuff up, and I think you can if you're willing to put a couple hours into grinding, you can make about 1,000 Aether bucks along with the coins that you'll be accruing. But it really doesn't, because I always think about in situations like this, because I'm someone who's part of disability, and I'm sorry, this is the super unfun, not happy interpretation of it, but it's always what I think about when I see this stuff. I'm part of a lot of communities with people who are pretty vulnerable, and anytime I see stuff like this, I just immediately think like, wow, you know, you got a lot of vulnerable people who are going to be seeing this, and you know, look how cool all this stuff is. Frequently when I see something like in multiverses, when they drop a skin and stuff like that, frequently there'll be special animations, there'll be special voice lines, there'll be a lot of stuff in the game that just isn't here, right? So, you know, there's a lot of detail in the skins that drop, but there's also a lot of detail in the skins that drop with the multiverses ones. I get multiverses has millions more behind it because it is an advertising gimmick. I get that. But if you were someone who didn't really understand a lot of the finesse of platform fighters, because all you're paying for really right now is a gameplay system that is objectively better, which I can't fight against that. But if you didn't know a lot about them, if you didn't really care about the lag or anything like that, I'd honestly say just it feels so horrible to say that too. But and the other thing too is that they've been having tournaments with this game now for in the Melee Smash Greater Smash community for I think almost 2 years at this point. It's been in beta for at least that long. This is already a functioning studio that's released a lot of stuff. It just I don't know, man. Like, what do you want me to like? How long do I have to be cool about a lot of this stuff? It really gets to me after a while, because I feel like I just don't like. What else do you want the community to give you right now? I don't. I'll even here. I'll be super petty right now and see how much the Kickstarter raised too. Super duper petty. I'm super sorry. This is all on my This is all on my mind right now, but Ether 2. And this is actually even before. This is before getting into, yeah, this game, they raised $1 million, over $1 million with the Kickstarter. With a game that was even discounted, it was a full price game. Even though it was discounted on release, you know, anyway, we'll just get into some gaming here, but yeah, it's I feel like there's a lot in these communities where people will continuously ask and ask and ask, and I don't know what. I'm trying to. Golly, guys. Hello. Good luck. Also, we'll see how this runs right now. But so I come from like being, you know, a lot of you guys know that I was, let's say, not playing games for about 5 years of my life, or anything current. So I've missed a lot of like what the expectations of for modern gaming were, right? So for the past 2 years, I've had a little bit of time and a little bit of extra money. So I bought a couple games like Helldivers 2. I also bought Manor Lords. I bought a few games, and I don't really know how people can play games that come out these days, because a lot of them are so... they don't work when they're released. But it's like you kind of expect that now, right? So I feel kind of like, you know, Encino Man, where he's been... or, what was the other one where Brendan Fraser's, for some reason, time locked? Why were there 2 movies where that happened to Brendan Fraser? Anyway, but it kind of feels like coming out of that and being like, oh, so you guys are cool with this, though? Like, this is all fine with you, huh? Yeah, it's Back from the Past, I think, or something like that. But he was an Encino Man where he was frozen in a block of ice, and then he's... oops, sorry. That was a homie stock. Sometimes if people just like SD, I try to... These games are, I think, pretty tough, so I try to be pretty friendly if I can. I don't know how good a job I do on that. Yeah. But that's kind of how I feel talking about it, a lot of this stuff. So, like, for me, Helldivers 2 just was not very well optimized for me. Now, I'm not using the most powerful... This is a gaming laptop I managed to get pretty lucky to get a couple years ago. But it just doesn't really run Helldivers very well. It runs Monster Hunter World at full graphics, which still blows my mind. But sorry, yeah. But that was kind of the experience with Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 was really fun, but watching how they progressively patched the game 2 was kind of like, huh. Because it seemed like with Helldivers 2, it was something where I was like, oh, they're going to add all this content then, because they have all this space for, like, seemingly extra enemy types and characters, and that map never really got filled in, so I was kind of like, huh. Like, how long do we have to wait for the expansion pack, or whatever you guys want to call it, you know? Because there's a reason that when Elden Ring did its DLC, they were pretty... As I remember, the advertising was very upfront that they were calling it an expansion pack too. They weren't saying, and they were saying that because they were basically like, if you drop the $40 or whatever, which actually now seems kind of reasonable for it. Or wait, no, it was like 70, wasn't it? Never mind. God, that's so much. Games are so fucking expensive these days, guys. Sorry about the... So that was, you know, that was that for me. That was Helldivers. Was that kind of experience. And then I got Manor Lords, and I thought Manor Lords was really good on its early access Alpha 1 pre-release thing. Manor Lords had 2 million pre-orders on it, 2 million wish lists on it when it was released too. So it was definitely a game, and the funny thing about Manor Lords was that the devs and stuff were, not just the devs, but the publisher of the game was doing a lot of talking about, oops. Looks like we got a little bit of drop frames there. Just a little bit of a hiccup, I think it should be okay. Yeah, looks like it's cleaning itself up a little bit. Again, Scuff stream, so we'll try and make sure, I might just turn the Discord off too in a second here. Oops. So there we go. Hold on a second. Sorry about the drop frames. Got me a little paranoid. Now I'm just focusing. Sorry about that. Yeah, no worries, no worries. It was mostly on my end, I think, so. Yeah, so then Manor Lords, you know, I bought it. Super fun systems and stuff like that. Not super glitchy on release, you know, little issues here and there. A lot of those got patched out in the first patch, so I was like, oh, cool. The devs and the publisher, Hooded Horse, before Manor Lords came out, they were doing a lot of talk about how they were like, well, here's how our early access model is going to be really good. We're giving the developer a lot of freedom. Manor Lords did not drop with a roadmap. So, already everyone's heart has stopped upon hearing that information, I think, at this point. So Manor Lords has been out for about a year now, I think. And at this point, I actually have not been able to play it for about 6 months. They switched to the Unreal 5 engine, and I was one of the computers that got stuck with a glitch that prevented the game from working on the Unreal 5 engine. And I don't know, I think other games work on Unreal 5, it just seems to be Manor Lords. I did quite a bit of troubleshooting and nothing really seemed to work, so they finally rolled back the update, but they rolled back the update with the original. You don't get the updates from the post Unreal 5 patches and stuff onwards, right? So they're kind of saying, well, you can play this unfinished version of this game if you want. Like, okay, cool, thank you. That sucks. GG's Benjitoad, sorry if there was lag and stuff, by the way. If you are playing me right now, there might be some lag. I don't know what to tell you guys. Apologize about that. No, it's wild. If you're referring to the Manor Lords thing, it is wild. So it's been like a year, and if you're on their Discord, it's so pathetic. It's so pathetic because you have the developer saying like, "Hey guys, how do you feel like the fishing and the pigs have been implemented?" And there's really no game modes in the game. There's no campaign. There's barely a skirmish with almost no on-screen enemies to speak of. It's all just the basic systems. Hooded Horse and I forget the name of the Manor Lords devs, but they have stopped doing interviews about how great their early access model is. And it's because this guy kind of shit the bed with it. I mean, there's no... It's hard to see it in real time, because I know this is actually pretty common. I guarantee, I'm sure, Brender, you remember the Rika? The Rika? I didn't catch your playthrough of when they did some updates on it, but Rika was like maybe 30 minutes of gameplay, right? And it was great gameplay, but it was like 30 minutes of it. And you were like, I remember seeing you and just being like, that's that sense of like, oh, but you're gonna patch it, huh? Okay. Oh, all right. I guess we can wait for the patches. Because you had spent like $20 on it by that point too. Like, you didn't get it for free. Sorry to call you out on this one too, but it was such a brutal, like, that was one of the most brutal, like, it just, you could just see I don't think there's going to be any shit at it. Like, that game's done already, you know what I mean? And seeing that and just being like, oh my god. So Rika was a game that dropped with like, it was one of those Palia open world crafting kind of, and there was a lot of really good content in it, but it was about, what they sold right now was like 20 minutes. It was like, it's a full $20 indie game that has like 20 minutes of content in it. And it's just wild, man. It's just, this is such a wild environment to be playing games in right now, because it really doesn't seem like it's worth, at this point, if I try to invest in anything, it's usually games that have been out for like 6+ years, like for real, like 6+ years or something like that, that have done the early access stuff, that have the content guaranteed, or at the very least a really active modding community. Like, one of the other things that's kind of frustrating right now is they're releasing, you can like buy, they were releasing like pallets and stuff you could get, spooky palettes you could buy and things for the game, but they're also they're literally just recolored skins for the game. And they're also mentioning that they're planning on adding it so you can, in the original Rivals, you could just, it's probably going to crash again. In the original Rivals, you could, I have not done that much in this menu, by the way. I'm getting a little frustrated by this right now. In the original Rivals, you could just, you had a lot of freedom to adjust the, what you could, and like what your character customization was pretty much out of the box, and now it's like you're kind of waiting around for it, you know. Anyway, so it's, I don't know, I was not starting the stream to complain for like 50 minutes about this, but and the worst thing is when you see other people talk about this stuff, everybody's like, well, I trust the devs. Well, I don't, dude. I don't trust the devs. sorry about the cough and stuff, but like, I don't trust the devs. Like, why do I have to keep saying that over and over? Because like, even in the Mandalords, if you talk about something, that is the #1 counterpoint, and I have not heard a counterpoint to the fact that you can spend so much money right now in the you know, for a game that had $1 million for Kickstarter, that's had a very active tournament scene, if you can believe it, because they're also going to top Smash players and using them as advertising by giving them the game for free and stuff like that too. They've also used this game as platform to lift up a couple of really like, there's abusive people, and then there's people that upset the course of communities because they're so bad, and they've been using this game this game has been actively platforming some people that have really been horrible to other people in communities. And I'm like, bro, like, come on, like, I don't want to see Leffen getting 4,000 views right now. You know, it's hard for me to, like, that was a choice you guys made. You chose, you know, what the stuff that people have done. Leffen is like a guy who's done, he's like turned people against people kind of stuff, like any bad micromanagement behind the scenes things you can imagine, he's basically been a part of. And his experience with this game so far has been, I'll try this top tier is lame, I'll try this top tier is lame, I'll try this top tier is lame, I'm gonna play Valorant now. So I think it's really been a very big net loss for the this developer at the end of the day too. He was playing Tekken for a while, and everybody just shitted on him for playing Tekken because he complained Tekken was too hard, which is just super funny to me. But like, I don't agree with that, you know, morally. And I don't know what to say to, I don't know how I would bring that up to the developer, because I don't know how I would say, like, I don't really agree with you using your game, which had this Kickstarter, which has been so integral and so tied into this community for, I don't really agree that you're platforming people who aren't even really in the community anymore, because everybody, well, first off, everybody is so scared to openly dislike them because of how effective they are at doing all this behind the scenes stuff. And then also, they're not really going to be a part of the game, and anything they say about the game is pretty, because they're one of those tells it like it is things, so it's only going to be simulating the unpleasant aspects of it. Sorry, Ify, let's fucking go. Ify on fire here. Appreciate you stopping by, even if it's just for a little bit. What time is it right now? You are starting your stream in about half an hour, so I'm really happy. I'm just going to say, too, with the same praise I gave Chicken Brender, Ify on fire, she is the one I mentioned on Twitch. Oh, you also, yeah, that's right. You actually, you have YouTube content too. That's right. Anybody, Brender, have you posted any of your VODs and stuff on YouTube? Because if you have, I'm happy to tell people to give you a follow on YouTube as well, along with your Twitch. Ify, if you're anybody who's in here, please give Ify a follow. She is a good friend of mine. I think at this point, I think I can say that. Good friend of mine. I'm in her streams every single day. She's also trying to make the YouTube work, which I can assure you is so brutal. It is You know, Twitch is a lot of fun to build. YouTube is YouTube is like death. It's like death compared to that. But yeah, please check them out. And thank you so much for stopping by. You're catching me in kind of a rant about this game, unfortunately. But well, Chicken, let me know the second you do. Chicken, I might send you a DM too on Discord a little bit later. Nothing bad, just I'll just say too, I'm kind of looking for some moderators and stuff right now. I know you're really busy, and I don't want to tie you into that if you don't want to. But I have been looking for some other people to do moderation for this right now. It just you know how it is. It makes things less stressful. But you guys are so cute. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so happy you guys got to meet too. You guys are really very sweet community. Both of you guys are, honestly. So. Yeah, you guys are catching me. That's really. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate that. But anyway, but yeah. So I think using your game to do that, I objectively I have to take pause and be like, I don't agree with that right now, because like, you know, I'm running Free Palestine on my account. Like, I get that there's a lot of risks to doing things these days, but I'm also willing to take the risk because I just don't think it's worth it anymore to spend time with people who are that horrible, right? So I don't know. I feel like I in so many facets of life right now, I feel like I'm having to say like, it's fine to do this. Why? Well, it's fine. Okay. Because, you know, at this point too, I almost wish there were more ways to support developers and stuff too, because I get how people get stuck in, like, I earnestly believe the creators of Rivals do not believe they are doing anything wrong, and I believe they have the best intentions at their heart. I just have, you know how many people I've told when they start streaming on Twitch, hey, just by the way, you know, if you go from, I like to get people from affiliate to affiliate because I think it's kind of fun, you know, and people should get paid for streaming on Twitch, even if you're streaming for 3 people, you know, doesn't matter to me, because they'll run ads for people who aren't affiliates or like whatever, you know, you should get paid for that. But there's a lot of people that I will tell, like, you know, who are like, oh, I just casually get into it, but I am trying to get to the affiliate. And I'll be like, watch out, because at first Twitch check changes everything. It's going to absolutely change your relationship to what you've been doing right now. Now, I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying it's going to be different. And you need to be prepared for that, because it, you know, I'm sure Brender and Ify can speak to just the fact, because they both, I think they both work very hard at what they do. And I think they could both kind of say, like, you know, yeah, when I went from affiliate, you know, every step of the way things adjust, and to see people who, you know, I apologize to bring people out here, but Ify has discussed her schedule on stream, and she wakes up, edits, works on Twitch stuff, and kind of goes to bed. You know, you put, like, it sounds like you put 14 hours a day sometimes into this stuff. Even now, I know, I think you're lurking and you're probably editing and getting ready for your stream right now, right? So I feel like it's the same when you do these, when you get into gaming and you get into these developing things. And what frustrates me with Rivals, I think the big thing is that this is a developer that's had a lot of experience right now. They don't just have Rivals 1. They also have a dungeon crawler, they have a card battle game, and they have a lot of other games that they've released. Excuse me. In fact, you can go into the store right now, and a lot of the content in the store is actually referencing, excuse me, referencing a lot of these icons actually reference characters that are not in this game right now. So floor pan, that's not in the game. That's really cute, but that's not in the game. 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 Okay, now these are in the game. That's not in the game. They're gonna add trailer. They're gonna add a Telos. I don't know why they didn't. That's the other weird thing is like all the characters that were like accessible or at launch, like super random choices for what they made accessible and not accessible. That character's not in the game. None of these characters are in the game. Fleet is in the game, but let's see. And like it's kind of weird to be in a situation where like I also like if they've said that they're going to add every character coming up free, but they better do that, man, because like they're throwing around so many packs for skins and stuff like that. Like they better do that for free, like for real. Like I really cannot. There's so much concern that I have for that right now. To be honest, it's so yeah. I feel like they will. But I know for Rivals 1 you had to buy extra character content, so we'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna get back into some gaming here now, because I probably should. But thanks everybody, and again, please check out Ify, please check out Brender, follow everything they do. We're gonna be going for, I'm gonna try to go for about an hour here. We'll try to do some gaming. Since we got some people here too, I'll talk a little bit about what I like to do normally. So I was streaming a lot of Melee. With the Rivals 2 drop, it's kind of changed my focus. Rivals 2, so the counterpoint with everything that's said is Rivals 2 is a pretty fun game. Let's get my skin up here. But I don't think it's, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty discussion of the actual mechanics right now, because I don't want to, but as fun as the game is, and as well made as the game is, a lot of the systems feel extremely messy to me, to the point where I'm kind of like, it's weird. It just feels very strange sometimes. But, well, I think I'll leave that for another discussion right now, because it has been an hour. The game is, at the very least on a casual level, extremely fun. I'm not going to argue with that. And I'm also, here is a counterpoint to everything that I've said right now, is that a lot of the, to take a game like Melee, which is a very special, hard to copy game, to get even close to touching it and to make essentially a set of systems that compare favorably to it, is not an easy task. And you can see here a lot of the art assets and stuff do look quite good. This is a good looking game. I would say for the most part, I have a very consistent time getting games right now and connecting and all that stuff. I am on Ethernet right now, so that does help, which probably is how I'm able to stream on stuff on YouTube and stuff. But I think casually it's extremely fun game to play. I think if I felt more confident about it at a competitive high level, I think some things would be different. But now we get to all the fun disclaimers. For everybody who's here to seriously watch Rivals, I am silver going on silver right now. I've taken a pretty lengthy break from grinding rank, because usually my attitude with grinding is like, wait until the casual games feel really comfortable. And a lot of people, Rivals has only been out for a couple weeks, so even with a lot of the early access stuff and things like that, the fact of the matter is that a lot of people are playing and experiencing this game for the first time. A lot of people who are playing this game are coming from different backgrounds. You have people coming from traditional FGC, you have people coming from Smash Melee, you have people coming from other Smash games, you have people coming from Rivals, you have people coming from Brawlhalla. You have people coming from all these different games, mostly because Rivals 2 has been the most solid launch of pretty much all of these things so far in terms of just being a game. It's got the game with it's the game with the most crossover appeal right now for just about everything. All the stuff I've said about Multiverse aside, if you were someone coming from
Mortal Kombat, Tekken. Well, Tekken I would probably just say play Melee, to be very honest, because I understand Tekken's a pretty... Tekken players go pretty hard, you know, so... But, if you were coming from a traditional FGC fighter or anything like that, I would probably recommend, unless you were... Oh, thank you, by the way. And this is casual, but please be respectful of all the people that you're fighting today, too. Actually, I'll do ranks so people can get a little bit more. We'll see how long this person wants to play. But we'll play ranked after that so you guys can get a little more, like, into the competitive aspect. Lets it be a little bit more fun, I think, but... I could talk a little bit about counter picks and stuff, too, but... If you were coming from, like, Mortal Kombat or something like that, I would definitely say this would be better than Multiversus to play. But if you were, like, someone who was... Just because, like, obviously this game is not... This is not a, Skullgirls game that is designed for a certain maturity audience. You know, if you were coming to the game from that, like, honestly, if you were a kid just trying to get like a lot of fun content, I would say stick with Multiversus, to be super honest. If you're not sitting here thinking about how dense and complex all of the systems are and everything, because Multiversus is also free, and that is a big thing. Like, having this game come out and say it's a really fun game for people who like to take fighters pretty seriously, but in a casual context, is kind of a hard sell. But if you are like someone who's got a pretty hardcore work ethic, or like you enjoy games because they make you ask these kind of questions, then yeah, definitely fun. We're getting a little bit of lag here, which I apologize. I'm almost 100% certain it's me, so I do apologize right now. It's not terrible, I just see little bits of spike and stuff like that. Oops, that was not a good edge guard. So we'll switch to some ranking. If rank gets too laggy, we'll go back to casual. I do not want to do that to somebody else. Laggy ranked is no fun for anybody. Nobody wants that. GG's to the person I just played them. Again, please, these are pretty... This is it. These are not easy games, so please be respectful of people. Anybody, even if it's just some randos right now. I'm not a big... I get trolling. I don't necessarily completely... My attitude towards trolling and kind of goofing off and stuff like that is I'm thank you, Rita. I'm 34 and my back hurts and my shoulder hurts all the time. So it's just not really that much fun for me. Ow, oh god. Oh, I'm gonna have to stretch after this. So it's not that I don't... I've been on the internet for a little bit of time, I get it. It's not that I don't understand the valuable place it has in our society, it's just kind of like, I just don't really have the energy for it. So I try to keep stuff pretty clean if I can, just because I think it's I don't have the energy to throw down with it, you know. But you know, I follow a lot of people who are pretty proudly like appeal to the degen communities and stuff like that, and you know, that's how it is. That's life. I don't mind hanging out with those places, as long as they just let me be who I am. But you know, I think it can be fun sometimes too. But yeah, just for me personally, I'm just too tired. You know, You're not gonna get anything funny out of me. I'm just gonna be tired. It's almost like you said, sometimes you just want to apologize too, because you're like, I can't give you any good humor or comedy or anything. But we'll try a little bit of ranked. So I'm not gonna pretend like I'm all that good at the game, because I am in silver right now. If it was melee, I think I could talk a little bit more, just because I've played melee for so long, and I have a, oh, that is not great. Sorry, I saw that lag. That ping there is a little bit concerning, but we'll see. Block throws or chef's kiss. Oh, thank you. Shield grabs. Stand. Okay. Brenda, I'm about to gift you the game if you keep talking about it. Well, not gift you, but you know what I mean. So for bands, I don't have a lot of opinion on them. I play a heavy character called Craig. Oh, we're playing Orcane. Orcane's gonna be wild. Okay. Oops, not a good start on my part. In the great tradition of ranked, you have the first person that I'm fighting against is someone that I've never practiced. So I have played a lot of Orcane, but I just don't have a lot of practice with the matchup as Craig. Right now I play Craig as a heavy character, mostly because, although I'd probably prefer to play Orcane pound for pound, I have a lot of issues with chronic pain and stuff. Like I said, my shoulders and back are in a lot of pretty bad shape right now. Oh, that's right. Oh, they didn't do that. Orcane has about 6 billion ways to recover, and they're all really good. Orcane might be the hardest character in the game to play too, by the way, so I just have a ton of respect for the character and the just the design of it. I really like Orcane. Oh shit. I like Craig because I just like the character. I think it's a really fun, smooth character for me to play with the APM that I can put out right now. Man, Orcane's so good. Orcane's such a good character. Oops, shouldn't have done that, but I went for a really unnecessary edge guard there. Oops. Being really tricky right now. I'm super sorry about if Matrix Dan, if the odd chance you see this, I'm super sorry about the any lag and stuff. It does look like it's not a perfect ping on your end either, but still, I'm apologizing. Oh no, that sucks. It always sucks when someone SDs. I just feel really bad. Like I said, Orcane's a tough character too, so alright. We'll get into the next game here. They queued up really fast. I'm just gonna ban two stages. I don't really enjoy playing on that much. Otherwise, with Craig, from what I've seen of most discussion with bans, it's kind of a preference thing. It's how you like to play the character for the most part. I like to be pretty aggressive, and I don't really throw rocks that often. Just because that's kind of how I play melee. So melee has a lot of yeah, no worries. Thanks again for stopping by. talking about the game no one plays now. It's okay. But yeah, thanks again for. Please check out Brenda on Twitch. Same name, smashed together as one word. Now we will be discussing the rivals blather. Oops, Christ. Okay, come on. They really pulled up the aggression now too. Arcane works really well if you basically the idea is you're mixing up your options like crazy, because the character has so many options and so many ways to I guess so many ways to take each of the options and I'm just being really lazy right now. So many ways to take the options and sort of like add to them, I guess. Like you can, there's just a lot of different ways to do things, and everything that you can do differently in a lot of different ways too, if that makes sense. So the idea with Arcane is you're just really throwing out a lot of different options and just trying to make it so people can't, like, it sounds funny, but you're just really trying to make it not easy for people, which you think would be kind of obvious in a combat, in a fighting game, but you don't have the same freedoms to with Arcane, because you don't have a lot of range, you just don't have the same freedom to just, like, throw out stuff. You've got to be kind of calculated with a lot of the different attacks. Oops. Got myself that terrible spacing for that. Oops. I keep trying to cover that. Oops, sorry, 1 second. Well, melee you buy for... You don't really buy melee anymore, to be honest. So I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, I apologize. Oh, pacing, I see what you're saying. Sorry about that, my bad. 1 second here. Shoot. Misranged the, misspaced that. Be a kill, yeah. Good game. I really think it's closer to melee. Ultimate, I don't know, man. Ultimate it's so slow and floaty. There's definitely opportunities for the game to be quick, but I just don't think that it's all that similar to Ultimate in terms of pacing. Let's do the salty run back. Keep it kind of fun today. Okay. Oops. I gotta go low with that. Oops. Oops. Oh, I thought they had a puddle set up too. Got itchy. Oops. 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 Ugh. My spacing is so bad right now. Crazy kill throws on that. Ah, dang it. Would have been fun. Oops. I did it. I'd feel a little bit better about that if I hadn't whiffed like 30 F smashes in a row or something together. I'm sorry. But GG's. But you can see, you can see how much stuff the Orcane player had to do just to keep things going in the game. And I was definitely standing, just kind of watching them a lot of the time too. But yeah, I think the pacing of this game, it's just because Ultimate doesn't have the APM inputs is one of the other big things. Like, my expectation is probably at higher level the pacing will eventually slow down because of the just because of all the different defensive options you can use in the game, but I don't know yet. I don't really play the game at a top level. Yeah, and Melee is, to me, very deliberate in its pacing, too, compared to this right now. This just feels so fast. Yeah, I don't think you could... it's tough for me to say that you could make a comparison to Ultimate with this game particularly. Like, if you wanted to make a comparison, Multiversus is much closer to Ultimate. Sorry to bring that game up again. I'm starting to feel bad talking about that game. Yeah, so I don't know. I see what you're saying, though. I don't... There's definitely a lot of shades of Ultimate in this game. It's definitely a post-Ultimate game, if that makes sense. It's coming out of that Oh, we lost all the viewers. it's definitely like coming out of that. It's a post-ultimate game for sure, but yeah, I think I would have to say I think the speed is just too quick. All right, let's try another ranked game here. So I had about an hour and a half of things to say, and now I'm out apparently. We got a, is that Fleet or Frostburn? Oh, Clarion. Okay, so I don't know anything about this game, I guess. Oops. Just checking to make sure they were, sometimes people go AFK or something, so I just wanted to make sure they were ready to go, and they are. Oops. Oops. Oh man, this is a little bit spotty. Myself get shield grab there. That's okay, I'm still running this one. I do play quite a bit of Clarion, but I feel like I don't know this matchup very well. Oops. Oh no. I don't. That was just an SD. That was just really bad. Oops. Oh gosh. Lost my second jump, or yeah, I just wasn't paying attention to it. Oops, come on. Uh-oh. Stitch a bit here. Oh, yeah, that's really painful. Okay. Alright, give him a good GG's there. Do rock ball. Oops. Sorry. Oops. Oops. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oops. Dang it. That's a free smash I just missed. Nope. That was not a free smash. That was just a bad read. Oh, not again. Oh man, okay. Oops. Oops. Yeah. Left myself in there for the F smash range, so that was pretty much done. I think I could have gone to the ledge maybe, but I wasn't coming down very well either way. But good game though. It was kind of fun. Let's go back into it here. We'll try and do 20 minutes, then I'll try and call it, I guess. So. Not sure if I'm going to stream Rivals again, to be honest. Blue. Red? We'll do red, actually. Okay, we're just doing neutral, because I did that thing again. That's fine. We'll ban the 2 stages that are the darkest color. Oops, alright. bad read. Oh, oh, come on, are you kidding me? The hitboxes in some of these things are so wonky. Oops. Sorry. Okay, sorry about the, did not mean to double up on the colors there, unfortunately. Bet that one, bet that one. Oh, that's right, you're supposed to... I gotta do the poll at the beginning. There's a lot of little Craig stuff I keep forgetting to do still. Alright. That sucks. Oops. Oops. There's a timing to that. I can never hit it though. Other people can hit it on me fine. There we go. I don't know. I don't know if that was yeah, so this is the problem I keep coming into with this game, is I just kind of don't know if I'm having a lot of fun with it. Because, like, I didn't really think that was a super... I just didn't think that was a lot of fun, to be honest. I enjoy casual, but I don't know, it gets to ranked and I don't know. I don't know. It just kind of makes me not want to play, if that makes sense. Which sounds kind of weird. Like, I played for a bit, I'm like, huh. I don't know how, like, it's addictive, and it's fun, but I feel kind of... Okay. I feel kind of full when I play Melee. Or when I play a game that really gets, you know, just really gets into your head. And this game, I don't feel very, I kind of feel a little bit empty anytime I win a game. Win, lose, whatever. Which is such a weird, it's one of the weirdest feelings I've ever had playing the game, to be honest. It's just trying to wrap my head around, like, I just don't know. I don't know why it's always such a struggle to have fun with this game for me, even to trying to take it seriously. So I don't know. Not a very fun stream today, I think, unfortunately, so I am going to apologize for that. But I really don't want to keep playing this, to be honest. I'm super sorry. How is it? I don't want this stream to just be me complaining about this, but I got nothing else today. I could switch to another game, but I don't. I think we should just call it. I'm probably going to be in like a pretty good, you know, work myself out, did a bunch of energy doing this. And it's really, honestly, having all my friends stop by has really been really awesome. Also, to Ithaca 780, I do appreciate you stopping by. I apologize if I hope I answered your question to the best of my abilities. I do hope that you're having fun with the game, even if maybe I'm... I mean, I told you, I think I've spent like an hour and a half talking about it, but I do appreciate you stopping by. I hope you're having fun with the game. Hope, you know, if you just bounced around from chat or stream to stream, I hope you're finding someone who's having, doing a bit more entertainment for you too. But yeah, you know, thanks everybody for stopping by. I appreciate it. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it, because there's, I don't think it would make sense to do another game right now. That's the other thing with streaming on YouTube as opposed to Twitch, is Twitch makes it really easy to just... Okay, now we're doing this. YouTube, I think, is very VOD focused. Excuse me. So it will, I think it kind of prefers the nice segmented blocks of stuff. So it's not as easy to switch around from like one game to the next. To me it's just usually a better idea to just stream one game for the full time. And I don't really want to restart the stream or do it again. I'm pretty comfy with everybody who's thought, I think it was a fine. I'm comfortable with what I did today, I'm comfortable with the work I put in. So it's actually went pretty well considering I haven't done it in a minute. But I'm probably not going to be playing more Rivals just to keep it super upfront. I don't think that was fun for I don't think anybody was having fun watching me talk about the game or play it, to be honest. It's a little bit laggy too. I don't want to keep doing that on ranked because it's just not very fair. It wasn't crazy bad, but I don't think it's just bad form. You don't want to be that guy. So normally I play a lot of city builder games and chill stuff like that. I've actually been playing a lot of Kingdoms 2 Crowns, which is a really chill, fun game to play. And I expect kind of it's one of the few games I've actually been thinking about doing some challenge runs for it, or just try to do really casual speed runs and see if I can have some fun with that. Just on my own time, or well, just as part of the stream, or just something to do. It's a very addictive game for me. But we'll see. It's all going to depend on if I stream again. I play a lot of city builders and stuff too. A lot of people really enjoy the Banished playthroughs that I do, so I might try some of them out. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I'm in the mood for. I gotta be in the mood for Banished to play it. Well, those are the videos that got the most views, which I thought was kind of funny. But anyway, thanks again for everybody who stopped by. We don't raid here, do we? So I guess we'll just call it. But thanks again. We'll have the VOD up and everything too if you're curious. If you want to make fun of me or whatever you want to do with it, that's totally fine. Yeah, thanks again. Thanks everybody. It just feels good. Feels good to come back and do this again. So hopefully there'll be more. Don't get your hopes up. We'll see.